feeder, and when anybody comes by to feed, any other bird comes by to feed, they just attack it. I've seen him go after orioles at the feeders, so they're pretty. They don't have a lot of fear.
Okay. Well, the YouTube live events is complete garbage for some reason, so I had to do another thing entirely.
All right then.
So here's a new link.
Oh.
Send everyone to that because YouTube sucks donkey nuts. Big stinky donkey nuts.
But it's the same one.
Oh, it's the same title, but it's a completely different setup. Because instead of being a live... No, it's a different link I put in Discord.
There's the same
comments,
chat.
though.
It's the same live chat. Anyways, if it works.
And that... What the fuck is going on?
It doesn't work either. Okay.
One should have been for the live stream that I just set up, which has completely different things. Yep, that's entirely different. Hold on.
Yeah, and look at the web addresses. Look like they're like different, like video links as it were, but it's for the same.
We have a lot of people waiting here.
No. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the new one for.
But for some reason, that will apparently take them to. I'm going to just. Yeah. All right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the. Oh, apparently it says we're live, but we're not.
All right, I'm going to tweet out.
Okay, here's a third link. Okay, yep, there. Oh, this is annoying.
Yes, we are. No, we are live.
Yes, we are, but at a third thing.
Don't worry,
completely different.
We are talking.
And I heard myself talk, and it was absolutely awful.
Yeah, I heard myself talk too. So yeah, so whoever is going to be like dropping in is going to like be able to hear us.
Yeah, the second one you gave.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Well, we are live anyway.
Indeed, we are, and I'm in a mood.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to link that on Twitter. So.
All right. Well, anyway, welcome to another week. YouTube can go fuck itself.
Yeah, it can.
Because functionality is a fiction. Monday doubly so. All right, let's do this thing that we are doing. How you guys doing?
I'm doing fine, just tweeting it out.
I'm exhausted. I've been here for the last hour and a half, I think. Where have you been, John?
I've been spending the last half hour trying to get this shit to work.
I know. This is you show up on time and then YouTube fucks up.
Yeah, for once you're on time and everything goes to shit. It's your fault, John.
Tube just hates me, I guess.
So yeah, apparently this week is a Teachers Appreciation Week.
Yes, at least yes, because it's the end of the school year, and so we're all writing and grading all of our final exams. And
what? It's already the end of the school year?
Well, it's getting there. It varies from place to place, but yeah, this was my last week, which is why I've been working my ass off and courting migraines and so on.
in France, they all stop at the end of June.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how it is in like for me in like high school. We stop at like late in June, but we also got like a whole week in like February where we take just a week off. Teachers even take the week off. So
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
what I was going to say. I think we have more holidays during the year because we have a week um, in October too.
Well, we do
For
have Thanksgiving break. Um, you know,
is it a
late
whole week
November.
though?
No, it's just half a week.
In
So we have
Wisconsin, we get we tend you generally, at least in northern Wisconsin, get a week at Thanksgiving because that's also deer gun season.
Hmm.
So
So they know they're going to be losing a lot of people. Similarly, in Florida, school starts way earlier in the morning so that it can let out in the afternoon, so that kids can go to the beach. And I have no clue how they do it in California.
yeah in France they're always on holidays, like every month and a half. Of all teachers work during their holidays, even if they are not paid. But the children are always on fucking holidays. So there's a week in October for All Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's 2 weeks in December for Xmas. Then there's 1 week in February. Then there's 2 weeks for Easter. And then there's 2 whole months in the summer. They're always, always in holidays. I remember I was always complaining when I was in high school, but we really weren't doing a whole lot. Well, we were because we had big days, but unpaid big days.
that just fucking sucks. It's like asking employees to work and do
Mm-hmm.
and for teachers have to like do a lot of time just like that set up. Well, John, you probably can like tell me about how much off time you have to like time where you're at home. So like grading in papers and like
Not just grading,
assignments.
you also have to prepare your lectures and so on. And depending on what sort of preparation you do, it'll take at least as much time to prepare a lecture as it does to give a lecture.
So yeah, I'm all for any and all teachers unions because there's still teachers unions, thankfully, that like do walkouts, go on strikes, and so when earlier this week, Betsy DeVos, I'll link the Hill article into the live chat, said that like teachers should strike and do walkouts on adult time. I say fuck Betsy DeVos.
Yeah, adult time sounds like something vaguely pornographic. That's a very weird turn of phrase, I think.
Yep. Well,
says a little
fundies
bit
are
about.
often clueless about that sort of thing.
But yeah, when I saw that she said that, I said that she should go pave the bottom of the ocean.
She can go fuck herself right up the ass with a rusty knife off a short pier.
Yeah.
The point of a strike, first off, is to cause inconvenience. That's just the way it is, you know. And
Yeah, but
second,
I think
teachers
the
are
rich
never off
don't
duty.
get that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not surprising that a person from a billionaire family is like telling people just like ask for or demand for like higher pay on like your own time. Don't do it during school hours. Yeah, yeah,
That's not how striking works, bitch.
exactly.
We need you to protest somewhere where we can't see you or be affected by you. That would be great. Thanks.
It's just like a saying like all those people blocking traffic. They should
Yeah, I
really
was
just
going
like
to say that too.
it is. I saw an old classmate that like said that, but this old classmate is a tread scum kind of person. Was also distracted by the old gender bathroom sign, so I don't talk to that person.
No, but it's not only assholes who are like that with traffic and all. It's it's just when it inconvenience them that becomes a problem. But I mean, when the public transportation people are on strike, I can't move. I'm stuck. And I'm really pissed, but I'm not pissed at them. I'm pissed at their boss.
Mm-hmm.
If
Exactly.
they strike, it's because they have reasons to. So give the people what they want, and we can get on with our lives.
I mean,
It's
what's his
really
nuts? Yeah,
very privileged to
yeah.
bitch about strikers, I think.
Exactly. As also like they it's kind of like how why do they feel uncomfortable because like it reminds them of how the world is shit for many people, and well whether they realize that or not, then they just hate that feeling, so then they will
Especially
direct
since
that.
they're feeling personally attacked because it's their fault.
Hmm. And so they'll direct that anger to the people that they see, the people blocking traffic, as opposed to like the bosses that are up in the high rises that like collect so much money from the exploited labor of all the workers below them. And well, yeah.
Have you seen that company who says that uh, paying union dues is expensive or
Oh,
whatever?
fucking Delta just came out with that shit.
Yeah,
Was that
Oh yeah.
buy a video game instead of paying union dues?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, there's so many wonderful memes out there now because of it.
Yeah, with the guillotine ones.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're just all over the place. Like one that shows Homer Simpson, union dues, but I wanted to buy a video game. And then Brain, um, higher wages can buy many video games.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
And guillotines are free if you know the right people. Just
Mhm.
saying. I'm French.
There are some challenges where you can just like challenge to find like free video games and just like do nothing for a whole week and just play free video games. There's also ways for you can get access to video games that you're supposed to play, but you don't have to.
Anyways, well, in France, we had the riot police chase yellow jackets into a hospital and then tell the media that the yellow jackets attacked the hospital.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Thankfully, the staff at the hospital weren't having any of that. They're the ones who usually have to deal with the protesters who have lost an eye because of flashball shots in the head.
God damn
So
it.
they're not amused by the riot police because they're not supposed to aim for the heads. They are aiming for people's heads.
No,
So
no, it's just an accident. Oh,
yeah, I don't know how many people went to the hospital since the yellow vest protest started. So that's like 6 months. There has
Hmm.
been a lot of people who have lost eyes because of flashball shots to the head. So no one is really amused by that, you know. Well,
Yeah.
not the medical staff at the hospital, anyways.
I imagine the medical staff, like the nurses and all those people at the ground level, would be in support or like have show solidarity to the Yellow Justice because they're pretty much in the
Oh,
same class.
they do. They do, but outside of that, they're not saying that to show support. They're saying that because it's the truth. The
Hmm.
the, the Yellow Jackets didn't go into the hospital to break stuff and attack people or whatever the media was spreading around. They went to because they were chased by the riot police. So
And plus, from what I heard about the Yellow Jackets, if they do like go up there and say buildings, it's always been government buildings. They are very clear about like who's their target for their ire, for their anger, and it's Macron and the government.
it depends on the factions and
Oh, okay.
quote unquote. There's not just good people in the Yellow Jackets, even if it has been largely taken over by leftists, there's still elements that are very shitty within. Well, very centrist mostly, but very shitty too. So
Mm-hmm.
there can be like the the trashing of the the Triomphe. I don't get that.
Well, it is a symbol of imperialism. Yeah.
Just- Well, no more than the Eiffel Tower of any other monument in Paris. I mean, it's a
Well, isn't
cultural
the Eiffel
thing.
Tower a radio tower? Or at least once upon a time, it was a radio tower.
It still is, I think. There's still an antenna at the top. So
Mm-hmm.
I know we have a small one in my city, a small
Mm-hmm.
replica of the Eiffel Tower,
That's not.
and it's a radio thing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's at the top of a hill, so it's actually higher
Sensible.
than the real one, and it pisses Parisians very much. There always have been
There you go.
a bizarre, I don't know,
Rivalry.
rivalry between Lyon and Paris. Well,
Oh, I
that's
know.
because Lyon was the capital of France for a long time. Look,
Mm.
Ah,
So,
during what time was Lyon the capital of France?
oh, long time ago, before medieval,
Oh, okay.
Mm.
when there was,
So before there was a France.
yeah, when it was Gaul. It's the capital of the Gauls, basically, Lyon. When it was Luc de Num,
I mean, it didn't even
it's
have a
late
nation. Was it
Latin
really?
name.
Could it really have been a capital if there wasn't really
Yeah, because
nations?
it's called the capital of the Gauls, plural. So it's a city that assembled. I forget. That's oh, I'm too tired for
Too tired for history.
no for English. I can
Okay,
find
now
my words. Oh God.
I know that you mean that you're too tired for English, as in the English language, but it could also be I'm too tired for English, as in the English people.
I'm always too tired as for the English people.
Yeah, very true, true.
We have
But
we have a history with them, and now they're going with their Brexit fuckery.
yes. Okay, that's the now. Which one are you more tired of, the English people or the English government? That's important.
Oh, both.
Okay, fair enough.
I have a few friends in England that are an exception, but other than that, I mean, they voted for the fuckery.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, NHS was going to receive like $3 billion or something, or the money birds are going to fly back to London if they vote for Brexit.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Honestly, as I'm pissed because I have a lot of friends that are going to be fucked over, but You
Yeah.
know, I don't personally care about Great Britain, and
Eh,
also because of the uh, border with Ireland. That's going to be not
Mm.
funny.
Yeah, exactly. That is the big issue.
Yeah,
Yeah, because if Britain was just an island, that would have been like much easier to control borders as it were, because I don't have to worry about borders. But that border of Northern Ireland and Ireland, no, it's just no. There's no easy solution to that if you want a Brexit.
There's no solution to Brexit, I don't think.
That too. So anyway, I saw Detective Pikachu earlier this week, and I enjoyed.
Um, yeah,
you
I
always
saw
enjoy
what's
every
his name.
shit you go see.
I saw Foldable Ideas a review of it. I saw his very scientific rating. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I haven't seen that video yet. I kind of like want to wait until I collect my thoughts of like Detective Pikachu, either in like just like a post or something like that. Then see that video and see if like we have similar ideas or not. But no, overall, I did enjoy it, especially that movie was more fun than it has any right to be. So
That was generally his conclusion as well.
okay, yeah.
I
Uh,
still haven't seen Captain Marvel and Endgame, and I was spoiled majorly on Endgame.
Really?
mm,
That pissed me off.
Was it someone in America? Because that would make it fairly easy for me to go beat them up.
No, that was my partner is I subscribed to a channel that's called Looper, and they fucking spoiled something in a video, in the title of the video of a video.
That is douchey.
Well, the movie has gone out, what, three weeks now?
it's now
Yeah,
been 3 weeks, yeah.
So
no, but
people think everyone who wanted to go see it have seen it, but
some
you
people
know,
can't.
yeah, fuck the cripples, I guess, like always.
Yep.
Yeah, sadly.
Anyways, that might just be depression talking. I'm not
No,
a ray
it's
of sunshine these days.
Is
you
but
need to move to the south of France. You are a little too far north and east. You're too close to Germany, not close enough to the Med. Then you'd be a ray of sunshine.
you,
Because
you
everyone
have
knows that that sort of thing is how
no,
you treat depression. Yep, yep.
babe. You have issues with uh geography. I think I'm like,
Lyon isn't in eastern France?
yes, but it's like 300 kilometers of the Mediterranean and like 7 to 800 from Germany.
Okay, my memory of the map of France was off.
Yeah, we're close to Switzerland, but not Germany.
Okay.
There's like all the north half of France plus Belgium between Germany and me.
Oh, Germany is a lot further north than I recall. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's north.
I keep on forgetting that Europe does that little swoopy thing where it turns to the south. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure England is closer to Germany than you are.
No, no, I don't think so. Yeah,
Let's
I don't think so.
see. Yeah, no, but it's actually a fairly
I'm
close.
not very I'm not very far from the Mediterranean. That's what I was getting to.
Yes, yes. Actually, just looking at a map, it looks like the closest approach to Germany is about the same distance as the Mediterranean, as the crow flies, anyway, from Lyon.
Yeah,
Huh.
maybe, but we have
You just
just
have to
one
kind of go
we have
across a
just
tiny
one
bit of
train to
Switzerland.
go in the south, so it's a 2 hours, not even 2 hours. Yeah, maybe 2 hours ride between
To
Lyon
get to
and
Marseille.
Marseille.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun with geography, especially with Americans who don't know geography.
Well, to be fair, the
We
European
don't.
geography is pretty fucked. I mean, there's a lot of cities in a pretty small area
Mhm.
compared to the
And there
US.
are no straight lines anywhere in Europe.
No.
The US is full of straight lines, especially out west, but not in Europe
Well,
anywhere.
no, because our borders are natural mostly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's mountains and rivers.
Whereas when it came to the US, our northern border
Yeah,
is
you
literally
cut it
just
with a pizza cutter. Yeah.
our northern border. Our border with Canada is literally just a parallel, so it's just a swoop, nice straight on the surface of a globe line. Our
Except
southern
where
border is a
there
river.
are the lakes.
Yeah.
Yep, then there are the lakes and rivers.
But yeah.
But Europe did the same in Africa, straight lines. That's why it's fucked now
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
between ethnicities and stuff like that.
Middle East too.
It's like
Yeah.
everywhere Europe went outside of
yeah.
Europe, it fucked everything up.
Oh,
I
yeah.
blame you guys. The US is your fault.
Yep. Well, since you the independence war, you're pretty much on
Mhm.
your own, so stop blaming yourselves now. Stop blaming us. I mean, you're big boys now. You can wipe your own ass. Stop it.
You'd be
Are you
surprised.
sure? Are you sure about that? Look who was
No, I
elected.
don't. Your president makes puts everything into question, He has to be one of the dumbest people on earth. And the guy
Yep.
is president of the United States. It's it's both scary and I'm thankful
Very
for it
American.
because imagine someone who is as mean as he is, but smart. That's scary. That's Mike
Yes.
Pence actually, and that's fucking
Mm-hmm.
scary. That's why I'm not for Trump
Impeaching
stuff.
Trump. Yes.
Yeah, because Mike Pence is way scarier,
He's
in my
he's
opinion.
Trump's bigotries, but with competence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this kind of like I can understand the need, the desire to at least put it out on record, just so they can show, listen, this president did crimes, and no one's denying that except for the Republicans. But it's just like, yeah, I do see that's kind of like a situation where it's just like, oh yeah, if we impeach Trump, then we'll get Pence. We don't win. We just don't win.
Yeah, you can't win. So
Ooh, dog. I'll be right back.
you need a new president. You need a new election.
We need a whole new cabinet. We have a fascist regime in the White House right now.
You need a whole new country, I think.
Yeah. We need a whole new country with a whole new system of governance as well as an economic system. If I can get that as well.
Yeah. Anarchy. Guillotine the motherfuckers.
Libertarian socialism.
Anyways, do any of you watch Lucifer? The show?
I don't watch much of anything. I'm sort of enjoying vegging out to your to when you talk about movies and games and stuff. That's my
That's your
alone time.
senior moment.
It's my senior moment, my alone time.
There's a new season. Netflix has saved the series, and I'm very happy because I love that show. It's completely preposterous, and you know me, I like that. That's a TV show after my own heart. Oh God, I don't know how to talk today, and I can't seem to be able to stop to talk.
So I have not seen this show. It's Lucifer. Is that on Netflix?
It's just the last season is on Netflix. It it wasn't, but it was dropped after 3 seasons, and the fans uh, went to Twitter and had a massive collective tantrum, and Netflix took it on for a fourth season, maybe a fifth, depending on how it.
But the
How
first 3 seasons aren't on Netflix.
no, yes, you can watch them on Netflix,
Okay, okay. So,
but
yes.
they are
Good.
not Netflix special or whatever you call
Original
that.
content.
Yeah, they are not Netflix original. Only the fourth season is so far. But yeah, I that show is pretty cool.
Okay. I watch a lot of anime, so I don't know if I have time to like watch Lucifer, but I'll keep it in mind. Uh,
It's from
but
a comic, as I have understood it. I
hmm,
didn't know that when I started watching. Anyways, I was just uh, feeling while John was
Taking
with
care of
his
stuff.
yeah,
work.
filling the airtime. I did finally see the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer before I watched Detective Pikachu because, yeah, the memes happened last week, but I never saw the trailer until this week. And you know what? Don't fucking change the thing. It's fine. It's fine.
What
It's fine.
about what Sonic?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, who cares?
I was still gonna watch it just because, and it, I thought that like Venom was gonna be hot trash fire, but it turned out to be like much more enjoyable than like it had any right to be. And so I'm not
I
saying that
love
that's
Venom.
yeah, yeah. Tom Hardy was great in Venom, and it's
I
like
am like one of the five people on Earth that love that movie. I think.
I really enjoyed Venom. I mean, yeah, it's just like it had a lot of problems, but it's just like I still enjoy Venom. It's kind of interesting how Tom Hardy just like always gets cast in like roles where his like face is covered or muffled, like Max and Mad Max, Bane in like Dark Knight Rising, and Venom. Why does Hollywood hate Tom Hardy's face?
Because it's too pretty for their own good.
Not good reason.
He makes them feel funny in their pants region. They have to hide it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I wanted to talk about one of your questions for anarchist Tom John
Oh,
Jonathan.
okay,
Oh
yeah.
fuck me! Oh god, I sound like like
There's
my
John, there's
partner's
Tom, and there's Jonathan. Yes.
like my partner's mother who doesn't know how her children and children's companion are called anymore. Oh
My
god.
mom has a
So
very similar problem.
yeah, I think all moms do who have more than one child, I mean.
Hmm.
So I wanted to answer one of the questions for anarchists. Where is it? So do you believe in private property? And if not, what is the threshold between personal and private property? Would it would it be based on an item or asset's value or some other measurement? So the difference between personal and private property. Personal property is something you own and you use, like your toothbrush,
Your clothes,
your clothes, your home,
your car,
your um,
Your
I don't
computer.
know, your computer, your
stuff you go
dildo,
in or that
your
goes in you.
yeah, exactly.
Your butt plug.
Oh, your yeah, your toothbrush. No, I already said that. Your makeup, your I don't know, anything you own and you use. Um, your car, your home, your food. Anyway,
Your
Gardening
bed.
and
tools.
private property is something you own and don't use, like an apartment complex to rent out, um, like a factory you
Factory.
don't work in.
A fleet of
Um,
taxis.
A second or third home that you like don't use all the time, or you rent out to other people.
yeah. Anyway, something you own but you don't use. That's the difference between private and personal property. Okay, so anarchists as a whole are against private property.
Hmm.
Uh,
But not
even
against personal
even
property.
mutualists are against. I mean, mutualists are the anarchists that are the most.
They're market anarchists, right?
Yeah, they're market anarchists. But they're what I was going to say is they're the closest to NCAPs that would be actual anarchists that exist, and they're
Agreed.
not. They're still anti-capitalists, so they're not NCAPs. But even them are against private property.
Yeah, private property of land is theft.
And of people because if you can it becomes kind of blackmail, like
Hmm.
work for me or starve or
Be
give
homeless
me
or
money for
etc.
shelter or die in the cold.
Yep, that's why private property of land breaks the non-aggression pact, and it's really a coercive and unjustifiable hierarchy.
Yeah, so it has nothing to do with an asset's value or stuff like that. And to be completely honest, I own private property and I don't like that. I am with my brother and my uncle, the owner of a house with tenants in it. And if I could afford it, I would get rid of it. But it's my only income, and I don't like that. But I know what private property is because I own it, and I'm still against it.
You
So
walk with a cane, you make art, you're a landlord. You are so bourgeois.
I know, right?
If you had a monocle, you could be a monopoly piece.
I,
You
yeah.
walk around with your fancy smoking thing. Ugh.
I have a question about this personal versus private property and of use of things, making it personal rather than private. What about an individual or a family that farms a plot of land and uses that part, most of it, or uses part of it for their own sustenance, in part for trade or for sale for
They're using it.
income?
It's personal property. It's the it's it's partly their means of production if they use it to farm to sell. You mean?
Yeah, if they don't use all of it for their own personal use, but
Oh no,
sell it.
it's still personal property in the sense that they are not renting it out to someone else for profit. Uh, Making a profit from your own labor is totally fine.
Okay, then
Under capitalism, you don't have a choice. You have to make a profit to survive. So
right, but okay, what in the situation then when there are either times of year or the operation is of such a size and complexity that you need workers? Uh, does that make a difference?
Well, they would no longer be employees, but in some way would participate in the profits. As I understand it, they would be also owners, sort of thing. Cooperatives.
well, when it's self self employ how do you say that in English? Wh-
Self-employed,
Self
When you
managed?
are your own boss.
cooperative,
No, when you are your own boss, when you work
Self
with
employed.
Self-employed.
self-employed. Okay. Uh, we don't have a lot of theory about that. Actually, I personally think people who are self-employed are working class,
Yeah, they
but
really are.
there is some contention on that issue. Some people think they are petit bourgeois because um, they don't work for wages exactly. So
But they do have to work for a living, so
yeah,
they're not bourgeois. But they
Yeah,
themselves control employees, even if only themselves. So that would put them closer to the petty bourgeoisie, yeah.
well, not really. They don't.
If they're their only employee, then
Well, yeah.
I would
How
also.
how would that work then for seasonal situations? For instance, spring plowing and then fall harvest need in farm country need
seasonal work, yeah.
a lot more workers than during the rest of the year for crop farming. For dairy farming, it's a daily thing, but for crop farming, there is a seasonal need.
Yeah, it's more complicated, I think. I'll have to talk. I haven't had the oh fuck the
Yeah, fuck
um
the English language.
yeah I never had the okay. No, it's not the word I want to. I have French in my head and I can't speak English like that.
Qu'est-ce que c'est
I
le
need
mot?
to have English in my head. Okay, I never had the opportunity, for fuck's sake, to talk um farmers about farm workers, not farm owners, but farm workers about that. And that's something I'd like to do one day because I don't really know their opinions on the subject, and that should be the opinions that uh, count.
Matter, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I live in a city, I haven't set foot in a farm in 20 years, so I don't feel like I'm legitimate to talk about that.
One other aspect that I think about. So, say for some reason that yeah, this family owns this farm, and they are use that land, the farmland, to like cultivate and like grow their own crops for either their own sustenance or to like sell and trade on like a market, as it were. Or when it's in within that own family, and all the members of the family own that farm, then that's just part of personal property. If they own that land and farm that land, they use that land. That's the key distinction. I say that like if there's a large enough land where they don't use all of it, then in my mind, how I see it is that like then if other people ask to use parts of the land that they are not using, they can go ahead and do that. I would like to see land as like treat land as like in common, where it's just like I'm using this plot of lands over here, but I'm not using those plot of lands over there, so you can use that.
Yeah, I
Now,
agree with that. But I think every farm workers would agree too.
Hmm. I remember in medieval times, all the land was sort of communally managed. Um,
yeah, there's that too.
even
Well,
if
it was owned
individual families worked the
by the
land.
Lord, so
Well, it was more complicated than that. Every family basically had shares of the good land, parts of the bad land, or the less productive land, so that everybody had decent land they could farm on. Then they all got their own crops, and the way that they paid I mean, I don't know that the Lord actually had any say in that part of it. The At least I'm thinking of England. And
oh
then they
yeah,
would,
in France the Lord didn't have any say. He had a percentage of the crop,
yep. So I'm thinking it would
whatever
probably
the
be
crop
something like
was.
that.
So
Yep.
I
And
think it
as
was the
for
same in
seasonal
England though.
work, it would just be like anything else. I mean, everybody
Yeah, on
pitches
communal
in.
land, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, and again, we would have to ask people who actually do this work.
It's always going to be complicated. Everything would be complicated. But I think, given that,
Not complicated, complex, but not complicated.
yes,
I think if we can all sit down and talk about what everyone
but
needs, it could be simple.
yeah, but I mean, the fact is, you look at a lot of the shit we're doing, at least here in the U.S. Most jobs are kind of worthless. Make work busy jobs just to keep middle class white
Yeah.
people busy and happy, so that they don't get
Read
bored.
David Graeber, Babes.
Bullshit
And
jobs, yeah.
and I would think that we can get by almost entirely with like a small fraction of the labor that we're actually doing these days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like that's why what intrigues me about like anarchists and socialists, and that like if everyone has the necessary needs to to sustain themselves or be sustained in life with like food, water, shelter, electricity, utilities, internet, blah 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 blah, that then we'll have the well, there will be the necessary work that like we'll have to do, but that may be just like a fraction of what we're doing now. Could be 16 hours a week, could be like 8 hours a week, could be like much less. It would depend on like the individuals like communes like
Yeah,
experiences and needs.
like a trash collection.
And keeping
If
streets clean
everyone,
and so on.
yeah, if
And
everyone does a little part, uh, you don't need to collect the trash every day and so on. Maybe once a week, and people who volunteer to do that job could have some advantages. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff we have to
and when
talk
there's
about
seasonal work,
as a
everybody just sort of
community,
pitches
but
in nearby, things like that. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
when
It's
it becomes a community thing and everybody's working on it, it tends to go a lot better. I mean, remember, Europe was managed on a communal basis for hundreds of years.
yeah, and it works today on small scales, communes. There's absolutely no reason that it shouldn't work on larger scales with more organization, of course. But I don't know. I think we as societies find a lot of excuses to
To
not
not even
do.
try.
Yeah, to not even try. Of course, it's going to be
Unforeseen
complicated at first,
unforeseen
but
consequences.
I don't know. I think life would be better for everyone, So
Yeah, it's in Washington State. We had a bill for secure scheduling, so that like, basically any workers that like have like a schedule like retail or something like that, working at a grocery store. The secure scheduling guarantees that like 2 weeks from now, you know exactly what your hours are, when you start working, and if there's any changes to those schedules, you will get a bonus or a pay for that to you. And
this is
so
the default in France. I'm amazed that it isn't in the US.
it's in Seattle. It became law in Seattle, and the organization I work with and I donate money to, work in Washington, is trying to make it like
Yeah.
statewide.
Well,
That
it's
there
been
was a
the
bill.
default in France since the 70s, I guess.
Yeah, the America's backwards as always,
But
and it's
we are
just
going backwards too because Macron wants to kill that. It's
yeah,
the Code du
Macron,
travail. It's called the Code du travail. I'm going to write it in
the
in
live chat.
the live chat.
So if there was a bill to make it statewide in the Washington State legislation, and then some people have like working Washington to contact the representatives to say, please vote for this. But like one representative who was not like this person's representative, so like a conservative that's on the committee, didn't vote for it. Their reasons were is because of unforeseen unforeseen
John has
consequences.
put something that's on the screen. It's so ridiculous.
Yes, I see
I'm
it.
Red
I see
playing
it.
around with effects and
moves and
abilities.
all. That's very 80s. Sorry, Jonathan. Go on.
No problem, no problem. The short base, it's the politician that voted against secure scheduling didn't want to vote for because of unforeseen consequences or unforeseen circumstances. To which all of us in that meeting are like, "What kind of unforeseen consequences? Businesses have to like pay
A
more money
good
to their
life
workers.
for everyone.
Yeah, the workers would finally be able to like have a life outside of work and not just like schedule their life around work."
How hopeful. Ew.
Yeah, exactly.
Can
So,
you write fuck Macron in the under fuck Davos and fuck Delta, please, John?
Can
yeah,
do.
right.
In the
Yeah,
description, just to please me.
we should preach to the French woman. Yes, she knows about the guillotine.
But she said that she's not going to be adding a guillotine to her first video, which, I mean, what the fuck?
Again, she'll wait for episode 3.
I suppose.
I mean, the guillotine has to be like used for very specific circumstances, a very specific person, and maybe she will wait until talk about those people in those circumstances until like later on.
Have you seen, speaking of guillotines, have you seen the last episode of John Oliver's show on the lethal injection?
I was watching it last night, but I haven't finished what. Oh wait, no, okay, I know. I think I know what you're talking about because there's one prosecutor who
A
said like lethal
judge.
injection. The
There's
judge,
a
yeah.
judge who said if we have to execute people, let's just use a guillotine. And I was agreeing with him. And then you have John Oliver who loses his shit. And I I kind of wanted someone to tell him that in France, before we abolished the death penalty, we actually used a guillotine until 1981.
There
No
you go.
bullshit execution here, I'm telling you.
Yeah, yeah, that's the problem with lethal injections is like so many botch
With
executions.
anything that wants to seem like a human way, I'm against the death
Capital
penalty
punishment.
in 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 a society where we are now. Uh, let's say I don't want to talk about it regarding an anarchist society because we are not here yet, but
Very true.
um, I don't see it doesn't work. It's not a deterrent.
It's just crap.
Yeah, it's just crap. But if you have to kill someone, do it effectively, quickly, without pain. Do
Mhm.
not put up a spectacle for the people who come to watch it. At, the aim is to remove someone who is dangerous for society, yes?
Yep.
Then remove them. uh,
And
And
you can just do
you
something
can
better.
think guillotines are um, a little too much, but it's effective. I don't know. If you have
Yeah,
to kill
almost
someone,
nobody ever
do it
comes back
fast.
from being guillotined.
What?
I've heard stories.
Almost nobody comes back from being guillotined, whereas some like electrocuted people or
They can survive
lethal
for a while.
injected people might survive.
No, but I mean it's awful that the suffering with the electric chair and the lethal injection and the gas chamber. I just don't want to think about that.
Yeah, there.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know that there are
Oh,
any humane ways to do it. Imagine just knowing you're going to have your head chopped off and
well, at least you're
hearing.
not in pain because it's too quick. You know what I mean? Or put a fucking bullet in their heads if you absolutely have to kill them. You know what I mean? But
Asphyxiation with
This is
nitrogen gas would probably be the actual most humane way of doing stuff, but why bother?
Yeah, this is an interesting conversation. I would
That's a very
I
interesting conversation,
would
but
not have imagined that we would get into uh, preferred methods of murder.
well, the whole point of John Oliver in the show is he's comparing the death penalty to fucking your mother.
Yes.
And it's pretty amazing because it's very relevant. We
How
shouldn't
does
even
I,
have those
Because
conversations,
it's
but
something that you can think about, but you shouldn't.
you
oh,
shouldn't
okay.
do
All
it.
right,
There's
all
a
right.
lot of reason not to do it, but you shouldn't do it because it's just plain wrong. Do not do it.
Do
And
not fuck your mother. Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, so I don't know.
Yet there's a bunch of porn
It
out
was
there.
the guillotine thing that made me laugh when John Oliver lost his shit um over the guillotine stuff because I don't know, it's not more out there than the awful methods that are used right now.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see what's the difference. I
That's
don't see.
how we did it in France before the abolition. That's just what I was going to
It,
say. And I went on a rant because I'm depressed and I talk about death penalty. Okay?
so you're
All
depressed and you're
right.
talking about death penalty and guillotine people. Yeah, I can see.
So the black lipstick and the pale skin is gonna come out pretty quick. You're gonna go
No, no
goth on
black
us.
lipstick. I'm too old for that shit. And the pale skin
No, she'll just grab a black stick and start beating people with it.
is native. I mean, I'm so white I glow in the dark. So,
Well,
but yeah,
I
I'm in gothic mode. If that's what you were alluding to.
I would not glow in the dark if you guys would let me leave here and go out into the gorgeous sunlight in Wisconsin right now. But I gotta stay here.
Oh, poor you.
Well,
Oh, Paul, you.
speaking of poor me and guillotines and death penalties and depression,
And community
um,
butt butts.
You're old,
I'm
but
trying not to think about that. But 3 weeks from yesterday, something wonderful will happen on a screen of some sort, and it will be odd for me to be the one mentioning this because I have been quietly listening and vegetating to the tales of other things that have been on screens for the last few weeks. But Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and
Yes.
Neil Gaiman is
yes,
going to be on Amazon in on the
yes,
31st of May.
with
Oh, okay.
David fucking Tennant in it. How marvelous is the world?
Wait. Is that also the show that also has Simon Pegg in it, right?
Yeah,
He's Crowley, right?
David Tennant is Crowley.
Oh, and
Well,
I can
his
see
name
that.
is
Either
not
way,
Crowley, actually,
it's
but
Crawley.
Ooh, I have seen advertisements for this, and so yeah, I was like, okay, David Tennant, okay, Simon Pegg, oh, Neil Gaiman, okay, you have my.
it's Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, babe.
Terry
Brian
Pratchett,
Cox, Bunny
That's
Duck
boy,
that's
Cumberswumber.
way better than just plain Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, true.
I may have to fight you about that because Neil Gaiman actually lives or lived in the town I grew up in here in Wisconsin.
I never said Neil Gaiman was bad. I'm just saying Neil Gaiman plus Terry Pratchett is even better.
Hmm.
Okay,
Oh,
but who is better, Neil
that is
Gaiman or
true.
Terry Pratchett?
I prefer Terry
Pratchett,
Pratchett, but
Pratchett.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
think a lot
Although
of
I've been
people
reading.
prefer Gaiman. I think they're really different.
Oh yes, very different, but together it's their chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah.
But I
Mm.
recently purchased Snuff and Shepherd's Crown, and
Ah, yes.
it makes me kind of sad because they're his last books,
Yeah.
and his decline really, really shows.
No, Snuff isn't his last book.
No, that was Shepherd's Crown, but his latest books, Raising Steam, Snuff,
Raising Steam is
and
so
Shepherd's
good.
Crown. Not Raising
Raising
Steam. I'm
Steam
thinking
is
of
so fucking good.
Dodger.
I
Dodger was
haven't
one of his
seen
last
that.
books.
I haven't seen that.
You
I
haven't
haven't
read
read that. I
Raising Steam
haven't.
yet?
There are a number of books that I haven't read by him.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
I'm not a scholar of Terry Pratchett. I just love the man.
I'm so sending you one way or another the
A link to
audiobooks.
Amazon so that you can buy all his books. No.
No, the
Oh, I have
audiobooks.
that. I have that already.
You have the audiobooks, you have no excuse, babe.
But yeah, it's just his final books just aren't as good as his earlier books.
Oh, you think so? Raising Steam is
Oh,
one of my
Well,
favorites.
I'm not. I
I
misspoke with
like
Raising Steam. I
Shepherd's
meant
Crown.
Dodger. Dodger.
Oh, it's not a Discworld book,
No, it's
is it?
not.
I haven't read it.
But it's very very similar in style to Snuff.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
because
okay.
written around the same time
Snuff
when
is
he
dark.
had to take advantage of his assistant to get that stuff done, rather than
Yeah.
because he could no longer write himself. And it's just the
Snuff is
quality is
good,
very
though.
different, and
I like Snuff, but there's vibes in it, so I have to love it. I can't not love it.
Have any of you seen the what is it? I'll go away and come in again.
It
Nobody
was a
expects Tom.
Discworld anime, right?
I have no idea.
I think so.
I was talking about. I was thinking about the book going postal and the. It's on Amazon Prime. I don't know where it started, but there's a um, two show series of going postal.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Have you seen that?
it's TV movies from the UK.
Yeah,
Have you seen
yeah.
that?
I started
Have
I
you
watching
seen
it.
haven't
that?
seen any TV movies of the Discworld because I don't know where to get them for free.
Do you have
Pirate Bay.
Amazon?
I have,
Do you have
yeah, but
Amazon
not
Prime?
for free.
That's not free.
No, I understand, but if you have Amazon Prime,
Yeah, partner is as Amazon Prime.
Going Postal is those two shows are on Amazon Prime. That's where I watch them.
Oh, so you can watch them because you already have paid with Prime. That's it?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's part of Prime. It's Prime
I'll
Video.
watch it.
It's
But
wonderful.
there's
I
also,
liked it a lot. And well, I guess the reason I'm mentioning this is in the discussion of Terry Pratchett's decline is he is in the very end of it, and I won't spoil what happens. But if you watch it, and
oh,
if you know anything about,
he does a cameo in it.
he does a cameo, and he does a self reference that if you know the history of his illness and his approach to it in the beginning, um, I think you will
Yeah,
find it
we'll see.
interesting. Yeah, I won't spoil it because if you watch it and you get there, I think you deserve to be tickled like I was.
Good. There's some Americans have bought the rights to the Watch TV the series.
Mm,
So we're going to have some Vimes goodness in the TV.
maybe.
Oh,
That
that would be
that
great
better not
if
fuck
they
that
do.
up, I swear
If
to
they
you.
don't fuck it up right, yeah. If they fuck it up, I'm gonna hurt. I won't hurt people, but I will think about hurting people.
No, you're
How
gonna
do you
straight
fuck
stab a
up?
motherfucker.
Yeah. How do you
I'll
fuck
cut
up
a
the
bit.
Vimes series though? I mean, you'd really have to mean to fuck it up, no?
Well, I'm sure it can be done, and if it can be done, Americans
Yeah,
can do it. We
if
have the can-do
Vimes
spirit.
miscasted,
Because
yes,
in basically we'll make Vimes like the violence and be okay with it rather than afraid of it.
and be pretty and young and
Mm-hmm.
ew.
If anybody's reading my your daily Terry Pratchett,
I
and
do.
Mm-hmm.
interested in Vimes, in the next day or two, there will be a reference to Vimes. I think
Yay.
you may like that,
I
and
love
it's a reference that
Vine.
will help if you know something about the stories.
Oh, is it the Vimes theory of boots?
No, that was much earlier.
Yeah,
Um,
you already
I'm just
posted
I'm
it. That's why I was asking.
yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, I actually found a site that has quotes from all of his stuff and from him personally. I'm just
Yeah.
going down the list. I anybody could do it, but
Yeah, but I enjoy reading them on your.
I yeah I like it. For one thing, I do it for one thing because it keeps me. I know what day it is because I have to do I have to do the your daily Terry Pratchett every day,
Oh
and
God, you're old. No, see, oh
I
God, you're
did
unemployed because I'm
I
the
did
same. I never know what day it is.
I didn't say it, folks. I didn't say it. I'm thinking it. I'm beginning to think it because
Leslie,
my leg is starting to go to sleep, but I'm not. I didn't
Yeah,
say
no,
it.
for real though, I'm old too today, Tom. I'm exhausted.
you put the thought in like in Tom's mind now.
I think that's why I talk so much today.
It was in my mind anyway, and now it's on the screen.
Of course it is.
Fuck you very much, John. I appreciate it.
Fuck you very much. I like that. No, but seriously, Tom, if you have the audiobooks for the Discworld series, you have to listen those you haven't yet.
This world is so phenomenally wonderful. And yes, Vimes
Wait,
is the very best.
wait, no. What were you saying, Leto? About the? I don't have any audiobooks. I have some physical books.
But when I told you I could send you the audiobooks, you said you already had them.
Oh no, I thought you said you. Okay, I thought you said something about the Amazon link,
No,
and
it was Jonathan.
no. Oh, okay, all right.
Are,
I'm
are
getting
you
old.
are you
I am getting
confusing my
old.
fucking voice with the with Jonathan's fucking voice? I'm getting offended, babe.
I can barely understand either one of you, so I guess it could be.
To be fair, I thought you were talking to Tom as well. I didn't realize you were going to. You were talking to me that you can send me like something.
No, I was
No,
talking to Tom.
I would. Oh, okay. I would love to get audiobooks. I
I will
am
try
have
to send
I'm
you that because I have all of them.
oh, great. I have I have been having I have been having
I'm saving the stream on YouTube right
Yeah, yeah,
now.
I saw it too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I amuse myself in various
thank
ways.
you.
Sorry, Tom. John is doing some silliness on screen.
Oh, I see it. I see it. I was wondering what he was doing when it was first starting up in the upper left hand corner, and now I see it.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
are you
Jonathan.
are you're very clever, John. You're
Yes,
a
I know.
very clever young man.
We are losing
And
Jonathan
who knows
now.
if our and who knows in our little audience knows about like the goat thief like kind of like reference. It's an inside joke. So if
Well,
in case
our little audience is null right now because there's
It's
four
just us.
watching, and I think it's the four of us.
It's probably us. Yeah. Yeah.
well, I
So yeah,
repost this on my channel, so it's
maybe
pretty
it's
much the
time
same
to
amount.
fuck off. um, I don't know if you have seen, but last week we had our first thumb down.
A gasp of shock and alarm.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Finally, a hater.
I also had somebody show up in one of my gaming streams to call me a fat fag for playing Neverwinter Nights in the story mode rather than a PvP mode.
Ah, fine.
You're
You're
not
not
a real gamer.
fat.
It's like, yeah, I'm playing the story. That's what I'm here for. What the fuck's wrong with you, dude?
You're not fat, John.
No, that's another weird thing.
Maybe you're a fag, I don't know, but you're not fat.
Hey, I was also called like a fat whiny bitch before as well, but that's because I reported a racist far right asshole for being a racist far right asshole.
I've been called a fat bitch. I don't even know how many times because I'm a woman.
Yep, there's
Mm-hmm.
that.
They just throw
Story
shit
of
out
my
there.
life.
Doesn't even matter.
Yeah, no, I don't care. The only fat thing, related thing that fucked me up is the woman at the doctor's who asked me if I was pregnant.
Ooh, ooh, yeah, that's probably
Well,
not
for
the
how
best.
long I was pregnant, exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah, so instead of talking with my doctor about pain, I talk about my weight for 20 minutes.
Oh, that's nice.
No, that's not
No,
nice.
it's not.
Because I don't want to talk about that. I go to the doctor to talk about pain and my treatment, not to talk about my fat ass. Well,
Also,
barely because my ass is awesome, but
also apparently, May is like a aware fiber and lupus awareness month. If I'm
lupus and what?
lupus and fibromyalgia.
Hmm.
Oh, really? Why the same month though?
There's a- there's only
Because
12
there's only
months in
so
the
many
year.
months.
Yeah, that's that's fair. Anyways, Tom and I are old.
I am old. I am
I I
also
I am too.
I'm and I've been here since John got here, which this time was an hour and a half, over an hour and a half ago, which is
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
kind
same.
of amazing. And I'm running into my personal wall. I need to get up and walk around and maybe take a nap. So
Okay.
I'm very close to saying Dick.
What, Dick? What?
You
Why not?
made you
Because I
made
put
me
a
a
dick fish on the screen.
dick fish. You made a dick fish. Are you
All right.
slapping me like Sargon got fish
No, there's
slapped?
just a dick fish in the stream.
That picture was amazing. The
I
Sargon
love that.
one with the fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nature itself is rejecting Sargon of Akkad.
And there's a guy on Facebook on Captain Andy's post. He posted the picture, and someone asked if there is a vegan option, and I answered the brick, and everyone had a good laugh. And I told him for real though. So if you want a vegan option, sauerkraut juice in a super
Ooh,
soaker.
that would be cool. The cruel and cool.
There's a guy in
Ooh.
my native city who does that to people who empties their car ashtrays in the streets or let their dogs shit on the pavement. He's dressed as a superhero. He has a super soaker and he throws sauerkraut juice on people. It stings like hell. It's so funny.
And now John
So
Brockman just like added the photo of
yeah.
Sargon and fish to the stream.
So if you want to let fishes in peace, sauerkraut juice is 100% vegan and way nastier in my opinion because
I agree.
Or
try
you could
to
Oh,
collect
find
your
there you
own
go.
feces and throw them at
There you
him.
go.
yeah,
There's the cool picture. Yeah. Good
that's
for
gross, the on feces thing
yeah.
though.
Poor fish, but I with any luck they're already dead.
Well,
Oh,
as
they're
as a
probably dead, yeah.
as Objectively Subjective said on Twitter, since YouTube demonetized Sargon's and Cott's channel, his fans know of how hungry he is, so they are throwing food at him to make sure he's well fed.
Milkshakes and kippers.
I don't know.
Milkshake.
I just saw a picture of him doing the OK sign.
Oh,
fuck
him.
So let me see if I can find it for you. So
I mean, not surprised he's fash at this point.
no, but
He was fash a long time
I
ago.
mean,
Well, he's
I'm
ironically
pretty
fascist.
comfortable advocating bricks at this point, you know.
Yeah.
The guillotine woman is for bricks. Who would have seen that coming?
Yeah, I know, shocking.
Well, I'm still gonna leave, no matter how many pictures of people of fascists getting hit by various food items.
No, this one is
Although
not
I would,
hit by anything. It's pretty sure it's not the one you want to watch anyway. It's
okay.
Sargon doing the OK sign.
Oh no, I don't want to see that. If
Yeah.
you show it, I will not watch. So I will see you folks in another week with any luck.
Yeah,
And
fuck off.
and fuck off.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Go fuck yourself, Tom.
Bye.
Bye, Tom.
God, I'm tired. I'm old too. I'm going to do like Tom, like in a few minutes. Anyways, I'm going to fuck off too. Are we still live?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So we can do our pitches as we our signed off pitches.
oh no, I don't want to do mine. You go.
Okay. No, in this case, I'm just sharing the picture of Carl standing in front of a pub with a whole bunch of other white supremacists. Throwing up a white supremacist hand gesture. Except for one of them, maybe two of them. Not throwing white power.
Yeah, one is just like not doing anything with their hands. The other one is holding a pint.
Yep. But I mean, if you're willing to stand in that crowd, I mean, at least they had the decency to blur their faces. That's probably a UK law,
found
though.
it. It's Christy who retweeted it.
Which Christy? Because we had no two
Christy
of them.
or Chrissy or Christine or
Christy Winters.
White people always name their daughters the same thing. It's like every year there's a new white girl name.
Shut up, John.
I am a Jonathan too. It's just yeah.
I have to be able to make fun of someone, and really white girls are the only safe target, you know? If I can't throw shade at Becky, who can I? What am I going to be nice? No, come on.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
fair. We can't copy the tweets addresses anymore.
You can. There should be a thing to copy link to tweet.
No, it doesn't exist anymore.
Really?
Look at
No, I see it. It's just like so.
Face.
But I did find the picture of Carl throwing the thing.
I just pasted it.
In the Discord.
Oh, there's another one throwing double.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a fuck face. So, anyways, people can throw anything at him. I don't care. And
but if they're vegan, there are vegan options.
Yeah.
Bricks. Like poo. Take a shit in a sock, pee on the sock, then slap him with the sock. You know, that'll work.
Sauerkraut juice. Oh, brick in a sock.
Like Rincewind.
Rincewind style.
Yes.
It's super hard to say.
Rincewind style. Le style de Rincewind.
Rincevent.
Rincevent?
Rincevent in French. It's
why the
translated.
Did they just
It's
change the name?
it's the literal translation.
Oh, I see. Well, that's
Jimmy
fun.
J in the chat said that throwing things at fascists is my favorite genre. That
Yeah,
that makes me wonder. There's probably some games on like Steam where you can just like throw bricks at fascists or something like that. Well, of course, there's Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I mean, most games. Well, the thing is, they don't identify them as fascists, they identify them as Nazis.
yeah, they're the same.
I mean, no. Nazis are fascists. It's just most Americans don't realize that. They just
Yeah.
think they're bad because they're Nazis. They don't realize that they were bad because fascism leads to that sort of thing. They just think it's the results of their actions rather than
Yeah,
the.
no. Honestly, they're just the same. It's just that
Mhm.
they're just not the same in the. It's just an aesthetics difference.
Mhm. I mean, basically, they say Nazis are bad because they started a war and killed the Jews. They don't realize that fascism always does that.
Yep.
Yeah, and like Candace Owen said, maybe if if
If he had
the
restricted
Nazis
his
are
genocide to the Germans,
just
it would have
as
been
yeah,
okay.
maybe them. But I think a lot of Americans think like that because
Mm-hmm.
I don't
You
know,
can.
Nazis actually copied you guys,
Mm-hmm. And of
kind of.
course, we're just unaware of the fact that we sponsored, encouraged, and even caused multiple genocides throughout the world in the 20th century.
And and the fact that you're not aware of that is just amazing.
Disgusting.
But
Mm-hmm.
I saw a compilation of that's old stuff, but because there's Jay Leno in it, so it's old. And it's young people who just graduated from high school and college are asked questions about the government, the history and geography. And honestly, it's the state of education in your country is pretty sad. I mean,
Oh
it's sad
yes.
in
Mm-hmm.
mine already, but in yours, oh my God.
Yeah, and the segment is called jaywalking, where it's just like Jay interviews people on the street.
But
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't just him. There was him and other guys doing like the same. It was a
Well,
compilations of dumb American
mm-hmm.
people.
But I
Well,
mean,
I don't
are the
think they are
British
dumb.
generally aware? Are the British
They're
generally
just
aware
not.
of the genocides caused by the British Empire in like India and
I think so.
Afghanistan? Or are the
Well,
I
French
think
okay,
aware of
well,
genocides in Algiers? I mean,
we are
yeah,
we learn that stuff.
but
Um,
the,
okay,
but
that's good.
but no, actually, the thing is like,
they try to make us proud of it, but it doesn't work, you
Mm,
know.
but I
Well,
watched
not proud, but not ashamed anymore.
gotcha.
Okay, yeah, that's the thing. No, that is such a distinction. It's one thing to like know of like the genocides like your empire in the past have like done. It's another thing if you're like proud of it or not proud of it. Because earlier this week, I rewatched a Dumpster Flowers Dark Side of Liberalism, and he in one of the later ones, like the episode 3, 4, or 5, I think it was like 3 or 4, he quoted how 59% of British citizens were proud of what the British Empire did, well, only like 19% were appalled, and the others were like indifferent.
Hmm.
Yeah, but do they know what the British Empire did?
And that's a good question. That statistic did not like ask that question or present that information.
Because I think that a lot of people, colonialism is a word that hides a lot of things.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It tends to have a subtext of the um, the kind white people going to help the ignorant and poor brown people
Take up the white
instead of
man's burden. Yeah.
spelling
humanitarian aid.
genocide, which is exactly what this is. I mean, when France colonized Algeria, it was a genocide. We killed a third of their population, a
Hmm.
third. And of course, when we learn that in school, they don't say genocide, but they say we killed a third of their population.
Yeah.
We know what we did, you know.
They
Mm.
soften the language.
Yeah, they soften because they don't want to us to be ashamed of it, you know.
And in the
But I
U.S.,
think we
we
should, even
learn
if
very little.
I'm innocent of the colonization, but I should be ashamed of it, I think.
Mm. I
Well,
don't know
I
about
am,
shame. It's not so
anyways.
much about guilt. Guilt, I don't think, is useful. It's responsibility.
Yeah, there's that.
Because
Well,
you didn't inherit,
yeah.
like, you inherited the wealth, sort of,
Oh,
that
yeah.
came from it. And therefore, you have the
Yes.
No, and I
responsibility
still,
to make
France still
reparations.
profits from a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the colonization it is, even from
Oh yeah.
countries that have decolonized. So,
Yeah.
like in Africa, there's a lot of countries that use our central bank for money. So they
Mm.
pay
Ah,
us.
yes.
They pay
Mm.
us like a rent, quote unquote, for their freedom.
Ugh.
You know that a
Mm.
lot of, like Haiti still pays dues to France for
Yeah,
decolonization.
I mean, that's just
A lot of
Wow.
horseshit.
countries like that, and we are the ones who benefit from. Well, we, not me, not my partner, not the little people, but we're
I
still
mean,
French. We still live here. You know what I mean.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is
And
Yeah.
the thing
something that
is,
is on us to stop, I think.
the first world, is the Western world, is
Yep.
it is incredibly wealthy because it is still profiting from
Oh yeah,
participating in and continuing a new form of colonialism.
yeah.
Would you
Genocide.
say that China's
Use
doing
use
something similar
the
to?
right words, John. Do
Thank you.
not use their words. I don't like that word colonialism
No,
because it's our word that we created to soften the thing.
to whitewash our conquest and
Slavery
genocide
and
and slavery.
genocide
Yeah.
is what is it. So I yeah,
What about the word imperialism?
I think it's an adequate one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's pretty neutral imperialism in it.
It can be kind of confusing though, because the Roman
It's
Empire was an empire even before it had an emperor. It was a republican
Mm,
empire.
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but it was still an empire. So
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
uh,
It's just that people talk about
imperialism
Republican Rome versus
is
Imperial Rome.
pretty is a word that is pretty neutral. I think in it's not created to bash or soften.
Mm-hmm.
It just describes something.
Yeah, but I don't know that. I wonder, I should say, if most people connect imperialism with the growth of an empire involving bloody conquest, genocide, rape, things like that, theft, forcible
Yeah,
theft.
that's a good question.
Because I
Well,
mean, Rome didn't create an empire out of the goodness of its heart.
only educated people do. That's
Mm-hmm.
uh, we've gone full circle into our little digression here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Uneducated people don't make good decisions.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just the state of
Wink,
like
wink, Brexit. Wink, wink.
yeah, there's that, but it's also like the state of the education system. Being back to like what the Voss comment, it's just like their teachers are overworking on the paid, and they have to teach a lot of like students, and they don't have like the funding to like adequately
Yeah,
teach.
and also they have to teach to the test and not to.
Right, they had to teach
Mm-hmm.
the test and not to like what's actually true, which is why sometimes we just get
Yeah, or what
taught
is
crap.
actually useful, true or useful. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
true. I mean, we're taught crap economics because like we have to
If
like
we're taught economics at all.
if we're taught economics at all. Yeah, exactly. If you take those classes.
anyways, the world is fucked. Is
Mm-hmm.
it? We are going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be summer soon, and I
Oh,
bet that.
high depression.
Oh, high depression. Yeah, that's why it's like I remember saying someone a year ago or so months ago, do not say I give up on the environment. There's just no hope. We're not going to reverse climate change because that will cause people to go into to the depression if they have depression. And so I was like, I tried my
Mm-hmm.
best not to be like give up on hope on like the environment or on climate change, and or at least not express that publicly or like not that often. But it's just like there's more forest fires are going to happen this summer, and they will happen in Seattle too.
And more mudslides, and
Yeah,
Yep.
but
it's going to be awful, but we're going to
isn't
try.
it too late though already?
No, we
Because a
still
lot
have.
of people say in 20 years it will be too late, but isn't it already?
We should have started reversing climate change back in the 80s.
Yeah,
the estimates vary. Some say 5, some say 10, some say 20. We have to start
we are
acting now,
already
regardless.
deep in the shit. I think, but
We've
anyways,
already caused
that's not a
damage.
reason to not
Yeah.
try to mitigate it.
Yeah, I mean,
oh yeah.
it's
I
like
believe the ultimate solution is just to get rid of capitalism, and I was already planning to do that anyway. And the climate was one of the big reasons to try to absolutely get rid of capitalism, but it's also like the people in poverty, like our friends and comrades who have their charity links. Please give money to Severe Joe via PayPal to Joanna at
Oh,
Severe
that
Joe.
was a segue of doom.
Well,
Wow.
I was just like, well, I'm on this fandom, right? Because
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, excuse me. Go ahead. That's amazing.
Well, hey, since I segued into it, please give money to our friends and comrades. Please give money to Joanna, who's on Twitch as This Mom Gaming Games. Please donate via PayPal to severejoe@gmail.com. Foxy Jezebel has a GoFundMe campaign. Phoenix Rising 87 has a GoFundMe campaign. Micaiah B has a GoFundMe campaign. Check those ones to see and check the updates too, because maybe they'll still need money, but they'll maybe not need as much money, but still check those.
If I may, if you can only donate to one person, Johanna as a kid.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, and just recently, like in the last month, because her ex forgot to turn in something or send something, she was $600 short of her stipend, and she only gets like $1,500 a month in a stipend from like SSDI, Supplemental Secure Disabled Income in America, and so she's like. She already has to beg online monthly or bi-weekly in order to make sense meet, but now she has like a $600 shortfall on top of all that. So yeah, and I'm some random geek on Twitter and YouTube, and I haven't posted a new YouTube video other than like the uploads of mirrors of these streams. So, but still check those out whenever I do. That's my pitches.
You have any topics for your next video?
I don't know what I'm going to put up as my next video. I might do a spoiler-filled review of Endgame. Now that I say that, I probably should work on that. There's other projects I have.
Yeah, I said I was going to work on videos last week, and I have done nothing. So.
I've worked a lot this week too, so about 50 hours this week, because it'll be towards the end of the day, and then okay, we need you to get this thing yesterday. It's like, oh, okay, I'll take my time doing it because I still get paid over.
All right, and Julie, go ahead and do your sign out thing.
I have my things in there's all my things in the description. I don't care. I haven't posted anything on the Crypt Crafter in a year, I think. So whatever. I'm tired.
Depression.
But she is the admin for the Anarchist Meme Facebook group,
I
and
am
so
not
there's
the admin. I am one.
You're a admin.
Among
admin.
a lot.
Yes, she's an awesome admin on Anarchist Memes on Facebook.
She's also on Twitter at Little Honor, and she's been
it's
posting.
already in the description. People are not stupid; they can read.
But we have a podcast audience too.
Yeah, that's true.
And as for me,
fuck you, podcast audience.
Jonathan, get back to work.
All right, and as for me, I, in addition to doing this, I take part in another podcast, the Dungeons and Debacles podcast, hosted by my friend Kevin. It's a D&D podcast. We're playing an evil party, entirely different, heck of a lot of fun. And we have started live streaming our things on Twitch, so you can catch us Sundays on Twitch, and I will put the link to that also in the thingy.
What
time? 2 o'clock. So that would be 8 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
And as soon as I find the correct link, I'll put that in there.
PM or AM?
PM.
PM.
Nice.
Yeah, 8 a.m. your time would be 2 a.m. our time. That would be a little bit late.
You're grown men. I don't know.
It's a
Most of them have
school
real
night.
jobs. All right. So now let's go ahead and stop the stream. Bye-bye, everyone in the chat.
If you manage to.
Goodbye, comrades and potential comrades, and let's see if like YouTube doesn't screw this up. Yeah.